Welcome to Hero Villains. Thank you for always watching and supporting the channel. Who do you think will win between the battle of the Living Tribunal and Perpetua? The Living Tribunal is one of Marvel's most powerful entities, the one who enforces the absolute balance between the forces of order, chaos, and neutrality in the entire multiverse. With three faces representing justice, retribution, and balance, he has the power to wipe out the entire universe if he finds the imbalance too great. No one can oppose his judgment, except for even higher entities like the One Above All. The Tribunal's power is almost limitless. It can manipulate reality, time, space, and even abstract concepts like soul or will. Perpetua is an ancient entity of DC Comics, the mother of the three most powerful entities, Monitor, Anti-Monitor, and World Forger. She is the one who designed the entire DC multiverse in its current form. With the ability to manipulate the primal energy called crisis energy, she can not only create the universe, but also reshape or destroy the entire multiverse system. Perpetua once challenged the omnipotent presence of DC and stood at the level of beyond multiverse. Before we dive into the analysis, please click the subscribe button. Please remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. The Living Tribunal is a naked, three-headed golden abomination in the Marvel Universe, acting as the supreme arbiter of justice and balance. Above all, it is the cosmic abstraction in the cosmic hierarchy. This extremely powerful cosmic being exists to maintain order and ensure the preservation of the entire universe. He is not simply a powerful entity, but a supreme force that transcends all physical laws, surpassing all cognitive limits of normal beings. Cosmic entities such as Eternity, Infinity, Death, Galactus, Lord Chaos, Master Order, and the In-Betweener are all considered part of his being, as if they were just different manifestations of the threefold structure that represents justice. When the multiverse was on the brink of collapse, the Living Tribunal was able to maintain stability through his sheer presence alone. In an act of absolute power, he once decreed the deactivation of all Infinity Gems, rendering them completely powerless, regardless of who they were in the hands of, even powerful beings like Thanos. And then with a single decision, he restored their power, restoring the order of the universe as if all the chaos had never happened. Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet had reached the height of his power. He had defeated a host of cosmic and abstract entities at once, including Death, Lord Chaos, Master Order, the Stranger, two Celestials, one of whom was said to represent the One Above All, and Galactus himself. Even Eternity, the very embodiment of all space and time, was subdued by his omnipotence. Yet the power of the Infinity Gauntlet was not enough to overcome the Living Tribunal. This entity stood above all, unaffected by tools or powers that were limited to a specific dimension of reality. With a cold glance, a gentle gesture, he could reverse the laws of the universe, restore order, and end any threat in an instant. The Living Tribunal is a supreme being who acts as the universal judge of the universe. He is not only a powerful being, but also the embodiment of three fundamental aspects: justice, revenge, and necessity. His three faces are not mere symbols, but the embodiment of the principles that govern the entire operation of all reality. At a crucial moment, he considered replacing Earth 616 with the ultimate universe. This was not an impulsive act, but a profound judgment based on balance. In making such decisions, he is not influenced by emotion or personal power. For him, everything unnecessary must be eliminated. He once turned the sun into a brilliant nova, then sealed the Korvac entity inside a closed universe. Without declaring war or showing off, his actions were like an artisan resculpting the shape of the universe with a calm but absolute gesture. The Living Tribunal's role is more than just judgment. He is the final boundary between order and chaos, the locked door that keeps the multiverse from spiraling into self-destruction. No power of the gods, or even those once worshipped as gods, can shake his absolute authority. His presence is a reminder that no being, no matter how powerful, is above the ultimate laws of creation. The Living Tribunal needs no praise, for his existence is the very essence of pure justice. Like an invisible sword cutting through lies, power, and randomness, he is the final judge judgment from which there is no appeal, no escape. The Living Tribunal is the ultimate being. To him, both the gods and their powers are but a wisp of smoke in the endless ocean of the multiverse. In his eyes, all beings, no matter how noble or dangerous, must obey the absolute order he has established. The Living Tribunal holds the power to determine the fate of all reality. He can rebuild a universe from the ashes or destroy it entirely with a single decision. In his realm, Mephisto is powerful enough to stand against Galactus and even shake his own dimension. However, he dares not challenge the Living Tribunal. Galactus once granted the Silver Surfer an enhancement in this very place, expanding the Surfer's potential beyond normal limits. However, that power is nothing compared to the Living Tribunal. From the embodiments of the concept to the creators themselves, none can surpass the absolute position he holds. With a cold judgment, he can erase Earth from the timeline, despite the presence of sorcerers like Doctor Strange. The Living Tribunal has the ability to bend time at will, traveling to any point in the creation from the moment of the universe's birth to the points of destruction yet to come. Even the Phoenix Force, the most ancient and destructive force of creation, is at his mercy. He once gave the Silver Surfer a divine title, turning a herald into the embodiment of a higher will. When Adam Warlock sowed chaos in the fabric of reality, it was the Living Tribunal who stepped in to quell the chaos, restoring order with unparalleled authority. His power transcended the concept of truth, and even eternity, the embodiment of space and time, could not hide or lie in his presence. He made the final decision, and eternity had no choice but to obey. He did not need to threaten, he did not need to fight, because his presence was the ultimate definition of order and justice in the universe. He could make any decision, and the Living Tribunal would judge the Beyonder. The classic Living Tribunal is why the pre-retcon Beyonder did not confront the One Above All in the first Secret Wars. The Living Tribunal actually judged the Beyonder and stripped him of his omnipotence in the Marvel Universe. He and the Spectre held everything together. He holds the Yin and Yang brothers in his hands. He is the one who created the two brothers as an experiment. He summoned everyone in the multiverse to defeat Thanos. The classic Living Tribunal can disable the full Infinity Gauntlet with just his thoughts very easily. We see the Living Tribunal is at the top of the hierarchy of the universe. Please subscribe to the channel, it will help us a lot, and moreover, you will see great videos every day. You are the best, thank you very much. Perpetua is one of the most ancient and powerful beings to have ever existed in the DC universe. She belongs to a cosmic alien race called the Hands, a species whose job is to shape and construct the distinct universes that are the basis of what is known as the source material. Members of this race are considered to be the builders of the universe, but Perpetua goes further than that. She created not just a single universe, but the entire local multiverse in the main DC timeline, a cosmological construct that was shaped by her own will. Perpetua's power lies not only in the scale of her creation, but also in the way she shapes life and order around her. She divides the entire multiverse into three major realms, each composed of a specific type of matter, each with its own philosophy of existence. Each of her sons, a supervisor, an anti-supervisor, and a world maker, is assigned to rule over one of these realms. Perpetua operates the multiverse from the sixth dimension, a dimension beyond the concepts of time, space, and thought. In the sixth dimension, Perpetua can unleash a burst of energy equivalent to the Big Bang, the energy that gave birth to all of reality. The superiority of sixth-dimensional entities can be clearly seen when compared to the fifth dimension, which is inhabited by non-physical beings such as Mr. MXYZX DLK. With a mere thought, Mr. MXYZX DLK can erase all forms and structures of matter that have ever existed. However, even such an entity pales in comparison to Perpetua, who not only controls reality but can rewrite the very nature of reality to her will. Perpetua is not only a creator but also a primal threat, representing absolute power beyond the laws of physics. When she spoke, the universe fell silent. When she acted, the entire existence shook in an unstoppable chain reaction. At the height of her power, Perpetua was considered one of the ultimate and most terrifying beings, and even when she was not fully restored to her full power, she was still able to fight on par with the Ultra Monitor, a composite version of her three sons, the Monitor, the Anti-Monitor, and the World Forger. The balance between them was a testament to the raw potential she possessed, even when she was weak. After fully restoring her omnipotent power, Perpetua did not need to resort to brute force or complex strategies. She simply looked at the Ultra Monitor, and with a cold gaze, she brought him down. Without a word of warning, without a single extra movement, just a look was enough to bring about the end. Perpetua witnessed what the Anti-Monitor did during the Crisis on Infinite Earths event, when he nearly wiped out the entire DC multiverse, leaving only 5 universes alive in the chaos, but his power was still nowhere near the vast influence Perpetua wielded. Another of her children, the World Forger, has constructed a hypertemporal space that contains all parallel timelines, all possibilities, and all potential versions of the universe. As a super celestial being, Perpetua does more than just transcend traditional notions of power. She possesses superhuman physical abilities, with strength, endurance, speed, and stamina that are completely beyond all limits. She is the living embodiment of the force that has overtaken the multiverse. She is powerful enough to hurl a planet at faster than light speeds without losing any of her strength. Every move she makes is followed by a cosmic reaction, as if she is redrawing the map of reality with her own hands. Perpetua does not need to scream to be intimidating. Her presence is a kind of cosmic shockwave, a reverberation that echoes through all layers of space and time. For her, the laws of physics are just choices, and the nature of reality is just a substance that can be bent at will. In the beginning, Perpetua was one of the entities that started the creation of the multiverse in DC's Omniverse. The power of those entities is essentially energy connected to the source itself. Their power is capable of creating, separating infinite multiverses. She was actually sent to create new life in the great Omniverse. Perpetua actually created the current multiverse that we see in DC Comics. Even that proves her power. Think of a power that is capable of creating countless universes as a multiverse structure. However, her power may not exceed the source wall, but she still possesses an incredible amount of power. She also has the ability to hold creation in her hands. The Anti-Monitor is one of the most destructive entities. He is not only a conqueror of the universe, but also a living symbol of the negation of order and existence. He once fought directly with Darkseid, an equally powerful being, and did not show any signs of faltering. But the climax of his crimes was when he launched the Crisis on Infinite Earths event. In a frenzy of destruction, he shrunk the entire multiverse into a single reality, erasing countless worlds and billions of lives, as if crushing dust in the palm of his hand. Alpheus, also known as the World Forger, is a creative entity. He planned to replace the entire current universe. However, that plan did not come true due to Superman's intervention. In his role as a cosmic architect, Alpheus also created Hypertime, a dimension beyond the framework of linear time. Hypertime is a place where countless alternate timelines exist simultaneously, forming an endless web of interwoven time. Although Alpheus possesses the power to create the universe, he admits that Superman is the only obstacle that prevents him from completely reshaping reality. Superman once lifted the weight of the Earth for 5 days straight, breaking only a drop of sweat. Perpetua is a prime example. For her, creating a multiverse is not a great thing, but simply a means to achieve omnipotent rule. Anti-Monitor, Alpheus, and Superman are just small pieces in the infinite picture of power she paints. And Perpetua cannot die in the usual way, making her a persistent threat. She has the ability to create and control life, including powerful beings like the Dark Knights and the forces of the multiverse. And Perpetua can influence and control the minds of others, making her a formidable opponent in psychological and strategic battles. As the boundaries between the Marvel and DC universes begin to blur under the pressure of colliding chaotic energies, a hyperdimensional rift opens up between the layers of reality. From there, Perpetua steps forth like a primordial wave. Possessing limitless power, but also possessing ambitions that go beyond all limits, defying the existing order of the universe, she appears as a symbol of subversion, ready to break the balance between the three primal pillars of existence: creation, destruction, and chaos. Perpetua has faced entities as large as the Anti-Monitor, the Monitor, the World Forger, and even the Celestials in the Marvel Universe, without being overwhelmed. The order she created and absolutely controls. Her every action sows profound changes to the nature of space and time, the Living Tribunal manifests as a pillar of ultimate balance. He is a three-faced entity, each face representing a sacred principle: justice, balance, and retribution. The Tribunal only acts when the balance of all reality is threatened. The Tribunal's power is considered equal to that of the one above all, the supreme deity. He needs no show, no persuasion. He simply recognizes that an existence is tilting the balance between good, evil, and neutrality, and that existence is completely removed from reality. In the moment when Perpetua is trying to bend the laws of creation to establish a new order according to her will, the Tribunal stands like a steel statue in the storm, holding the swaying scales, ready to end any entity, be it God or Titan. Perpetua has created shadow realities in layers of chaotic space, waiting to attack the Tribunal, causing each time stream to shake like a candle in the wind. Not willing to stand still, the Living Tribunal fought back with its judgment beams, pure rays of light capable of erasing all distortions in reality. Each beam emitted was as cold as moonlight on the night sea, destroying everything that was out of balance, decisively and irrevocably. Not only the anti-life equation from DC, but also dark matter and eternity fragments from the Marvel Universe collided with Perpetua. Chaos exploded like a mini supernova, violently blowing away layers of reality. She initiated a great plot to absorb both the Tribunal and the entire multiverse by merging the multiverse into her own being, weaving a hyper-universe of chaos, a chaotic reality where all laws of physics and magic were bent. In the face of such a movement, the Tribunal could not use conventional power to confront it. He summoned the Supreme Judgment, a power so pure it transcended all thought, enough to make even the Beyonders retreat. The rays of the Supreme Judgment were silvery, piercing through all layers of chaos, each one an unforgiving verdict. The Tribunal sought not to eliminate, but to judge. Whether Perpetua's existence was in keeping with the harmony of all reality, time and space seemed to stop breathing. All past, present, and future revolved around the confrontation between infinite creation and eternal order. The Tribunal was not a mere challenger. He was the ultimate arbiter, the one who sorted out between valid existence and irrational chaos. The Tribunal did not destroy her, but sealed her forever outside of all reality, where time and existence were no longer the punishment of eternal isolation. The Tribunal returned to its place, continuing to watch over the dimensions as if the battle had never happened. Perpetua had lost. And the winner is Living Tribunal. I hope you enjoyed this fight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That's it for today's video. Thanks a lot.